Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Channel Up, your most preferred channel. How have we been? As for we over here, we've been doing perfectly all right. Now, I want us to talk about Wumi Adebanjo, the wife of Mohbad. Okay, there are lots of interviews she has had in the past. This particular video is going to be for critical analysis and impulse reaction. Don't forget. Now, there are lots of interviews Wumi has had in the past that her husband died that tends to contradict lots of things that were happening or really happened compared to what we're hearing now. If we can rationally draft out these interviews and know what really happened, then we can have a conclusion in our minds. We aren't security agencies. We are not people who are in charge of the Mohbad's case, and we are not saying anything. We are not alleging. We are just trying to see and think rationally and know where we could arrive, what can happen, and what may really come into play. So follow me while I unravel one by one. I promise you this video is not going to be long, trust me, because what I'm going to be exposing to you, I will compare what she said to what others said in evidence. You will see the video evidences, what she said and what others said and what the nurse said. You have not heard what the nurse said. We have been hearing nurses, one nurse, the other nurse. This is the real nurse now. So pay attention, pick a bowl of popcorn and sit tight, because I'm going to be telling you lots that you never knew about the Mohbad case. Stay tuned.
Why were they arrested as suspects?
Because the guy that fought with him at the show that made him sustain an injury, the guy that called the nurse and the nurse that injected him, it was the injection that led to his death.
So is it that the injection must have been laced with something?
That is what I don't know. Now I don't even know if it is a mistake or the nurse was.
This analysis would bust your brains. So, boss brain, yeah? Wumi has been playing the blame game since her husband died. She has blamed the Malians, she has blamed Prime Boy and spending, and even the nurse that we never saw, and even she forgot to mention that Prime Boy and spending were in custody for a long time. This is something we cannot take. Now, you know what really happened, and now you've been blaming Naira Marley, Sam Larry, that they've taken him away from you and all. How? When you know really what happened? If you want to claim that you didn't know what happened, why have now these people been vindicated? Why have they now been vindicated? Why have their hands been taken off the case? Because they have been found innocent. This is what Wumi told us during the first time or the first moments that her husband died, and this is the interview I'm going to show to you from Arise News. Stay tuned.
The nurse has been acting so nonchalant since the death of my husband. She's been clubbing, and the nurse has been out there enjoying living her life, and and now me, I'm out into all state. I cannot even live my life.
That is that. Now, in another interview, Wumi has been claiming that the nurse that allegedly treated Mohbad, who she felt or who they wanted to take the fall for the death of Mohbad, she said the nurse has been acting nonchalant, according to Wumi, that the nurse has been acting as if she doesn't care and has been doing this and that, enjoying herself, going to parties and all. Oh, really? Really? Wait, watch this video. Watch this video and then I will show you something.
Her husband personal nurse was not around.
Okay.
Yes, he was not available. She was not available. So that was why one of his friends called Spending just gave us his.
Okay, so the nurse that you guys chose to take the fall, who did not agree, has been enjoying herself. Of course, she treated the man the way she was medically taught. Now, if the nurse has been enjoying herself, acting nonchalantly and doing all sorts of things, Mohbad is not her husband. Okay, then Wumi, what have you been doing since your husband died? What have you been really up to since Mohbad left this world? What have you been doing? Where have you been going to? Who have you been with? I think this video will answer that question. Please watch this.
What were you doing? What have you been doing? I don't know.
Okay, welcome back. You've watched her, right? What is she doing? What was she doing? Laughing? Or was she grieving? Now, it was alleged that there were two nurses here. Wumi alleged that her husband's nurse was absent at the time that he had that cut in his hand, and they had to use one nurse that Spending referred them to. Nurse who came from where? Guess. Cotonou. Nurse came from Cotonou to treat somebody in Lagos. Really? So from the day that it happened, there was no nurse. Okay, and then you had to go as far as Cotonou to get a nurse. This is crazy. I don't understand, but okay, watch this video and then more analysis will follow.
One of the artists, I don't want to mention his name publicly, that had to fight back, that why do you have to do this to this man? And, you know, he got back to Nigeria feeling sick. It was a few weeks after that he even died. Like, he got back, I think, August ending, and he died September 12. He got back very sick. Like, his whole family had to come over to visit us. Do you understand? So, you know, they made life so obvious. That's one thing that, because, you know...
Welcome back, okay? You've heard what she said, Abby. Today is all about Wumi, Mohbad's wife. Today is Wumi. So, so that we'll know where we're going to, please. Now, you heard what she said, right? So, boss brain here, throughout Monday, nurse no day. On your own street, on your area, in your estate, there was no nurse, no hospital to treat Mohbad. Until Tuesday, the next day. Ah, really? Then she came from Benin Republic. Is that not suspicious? Your husband, your beloved husband, Mohbad's nurse was not available. Oh, not that she traveled though, not that she left Nigeria. Oh, the nurse was not available. Then you went for a nurse in Cotonou who was not even available at the time. But when I wait for her to come back. Guy. Now, there is something of note. There is something people neglected that I want to draw our attentions to. Our full attentions to. Now, Wumi alleged that Mohbad died after he came back from abroad. Okay, he died. He came in August, came back in August, and then September 12th it happened. And you are still calling out the nurse. You are calling out. You are blaming Mohbad's father, Joseph Aloba. You are blaming Naira Marley and Sam Larry and all the people in Malian records. And you really know what happened. And you are still blaming these people. The next thing you came out to post after he died was they have taken him away from me. Meaning what? Now that Sam Larry and Naira Marley have been vindicated, what was the reason for that video then? To blackmail people or to send a wrong narrative? Okay, now watch this video, okay? Then you will know what I'm saying. After watching this video, then you will understand what Wumi has been. I don't want to call her a liar, I don't want to call her anything, but watch this video. After watching this video, then you will compare it to what we are having now, what we're hearing now, what we're seeing now, and then you will know where we're coming from and where we're going to. Okay, so watch this. Okay, welcome back. You watched that, right? Okay. Now, if Wumi really wanted and loved Mohbad the way she claimed she did, what she said here would bust your brain. What she said in Yoruba in the next video will make you want to go nuts. This is somebody who claims to love somebody. We all know how toxic relationships end, yeah? We all know how to identify a toxic partner. We all know what it means when a man says this to his wife and then Wumi is saying this in Yoruba. Now, Wumi is alleging that the nurse was with them throughout the night, of which Mohbad's father came and said he did not see any nurse. That Mohbad's father, according to Wumi, said he even proffered that they should not prosecute the nurse and leave her to go and all. So, how many discrepancies now? And don't forget, Adura spoke about 1 3 seconds video and then he later denied that his phone was hacked and all. He called Yomi Fabi, he chatted him in confidence, and now other things followed up. So I want you to pay attention, take your time and watch this video, okay, so that we would understand why all these things happened. Hear what she said here.
He not with us through the night, and after my father-in-law, like the rest of the family came around. His friends also came around. Like, you know, we had to get another nurse to come to the house to try to find something to do to his to him, but you know, nothing was done. The nurse was with us throughout. When my father-in-law came to the house, the nurse narrated everything that happened to him. He wanted to get the nurse arrested, but my father said we should allow her to go.
Hey, yeah, lots of things to be said though. Okay, boss brain here. This is Wumi. This is Wumi before now. Now, somebody in this kind of case, when this kind of cases come on board, somebody must just have to take the fall. In the case relating to this kind of cases like that of Mohbad's death, somebody must have to take the fall, and obviously the nurse was chosen to take the fall. The nurse that they thought would not have a voice. The nurse that they thought would not be able to speak up. But what I have here now would wow you. It will shock you. Now, here is the direct testimony of the real nurse. Okay, the real nurse that was called that night by Spending from Cotonou. The nurse told us in this particular interview that, or this expose that she had, what exactly she said, what she administered to Mohbad, how Mohbad reacted, everything that happened that had to do with discrepancies, and everything that played out afterwards. So if you compare what the nurse said, what Spending said, what Prime Boy said, Wumi and Adura said, then you would understand what I am talking about, where I am coming from, and where I am going to. Because somebody needed to take the fall, they decided to pick the Malians. The Malians could not take that fall. They decided to pick the nurse. The nurse could not take that fall, and they decided to do what? I don't know. Allegedly, oh, allegedly. Because if you came out when your husband died and said they are taking him away from me, after some time, Malians were arrested. Naira Marley and Sam Larry were arrested. And then after some time, you said, hey, Mohbad's father did something. Mohbad's father was vindicated. After some time, hey, the nurse injected my husband, ear infection. Okay. So what is the problem now? Who is responsible now? Because after hearing this particular interview from the nurse, or not interview rather, her confession, her statement, yes, her statement from of the nurse, then you would know why. If you were really pushing blames from here to here, here to here, then why would we not say that you were lying? Why would we not say that you wanted somebody to take the fall for the husband, for your husband's death? Okay, watch this particular video. Listen for yourself. Listen to the statement that the real nurse that injected Mohbad gave to security operatives. Now wow, she made this statement public, and I suppose that this statement was the same statement she gave to security operatives. Allegedly, allegedly. Stay tuned. More details after this break.
The auxiliary nurse who gave Mohbad the injection finally gave a testimony of Mohbad's final moments in the coroner's court. Let's read together, guys. From the nurse. On the 11th of September 2023, I was at Cotonou to process my admission. As I was on my way back, I saw Speeding's missed call and I called him back. Then he told me I should come and treat his friend in the house who had a cut. I told him I was just coming back from Cotonou. I later missed his calls because I couldn't pick up. As I got to CMS, a call came in from DJ Bami. He introduced himself that he was from Spending. I couldn't go to the house that day. I got there the next day at about 2:30 p.m. I met a guy in the sitting room carrying Liam, and DJ Bami led me upstairs. On getting to the room Mohbad was, I saw some water on the floor, which DJ Bami mopped. When we moved Mohbad from the room he was sitting, he was to another room. It was only the four of us that were upstairs, me, Mohbad, DJ Bami, and Wumi. As I was giving the first injection, Mohbad asked me the type of injection I wanted to give him, and I told him tetanus injection, paracetamol injection, and antibiotics. I first gave him tetanus and paracetamol injection. After I gave him the paracetamol injection, Wumi said he had ulcer. When I gave him the third injection, he started reacting and saying he wanted to throw up. DJ Bami and Wumi led him to the bedroom where he threw up. After throwing up, he sat down on the floor and was very weak. Then goosebumps appeared on his body. Wumi told me that is how he used to react to injection. Then I told her, you should have told me this before. She then said that if they pour water on his head, it will calm down. Wumi then poured water on him. When I saw the goosebumps, DJ Bami and I quickly went down to rush to the pharmacy so we could get an antidote. We got to the first pharmacy, but they didn't have what we wanted. We then went to another pharmacy. They called DJ Bami from the house that Mohbad was convulsing, and I told them to rush him to the hospital. When DJ Bami and I got to the house, we saw that they were carrying Mohbad out of the house. They carried him like a baby and rushed him to the neighbor's car. Wumi and I sat in the front while some guys were with him at the back. I don't know those guys. As we were going, we met a terrible traffic that was not moving at all, so we had to transfer him to a bike. I was begging all the drivers in the traffic to give us space so the bike could move Mohbad. A guy was with Mohbad in the bike. As the bike was moving, DJ Bami and I followed the bike to the hospital. The hospital was not far from where we were. When we got to the hospital, the doctor asked me if I gave him a diclofenac, and I said no. I told him the injections I gave him. He then said Mohbad had passed away. They issued a death certificate and gave it to DJ Bami. I never set my eyes on Adra throughout the time I was in the house. It was when we got to the hospital that Adra came to meet us. We went to the second hospital, who also confirmed to us that Mohbad had died. It was Darusha that took us there. The doctor asked me what I gave him and I explained. She told me to get out of her sight. We then took his body back home. When we got back home to the house, they closed the door and restricted people from entering. There was a lot of crowd outside. Throughout the time that I was in the house, till I left, I never set my eyes on Baba Mohbad. What I gave Mohbad was the right medication that would be given to anybody with a cut. The lower part of his hand was very swollen, and I gave him the tetanus injection on the upper hand. Before I got to that house that day, I told DJ Bami to send me the picture of the cut so I would know what to bring to the house. I was about 5 minutes to the house before I got the picture. If they had sent that picture before I left my house, I wouldn't have gone to Mohbad's house because it was just a small cut. I would have told them to take him to a nearby pharmacy. I actually thought I was a qualified auxiliary nurse until Mohbad's case started, and they said I am not. I have an O level and I trained at the hospital from 2014 to 2017. I knew Spending through a referral, and he has recommended many people to me before Mohbad's incident. Spending was not in the house when the whole issue happened. I don't know why they waited for me to come from Cotonou. The period from when they called me till I got there was about 22 hours. The time interval from when I treated Mohbad to when they said he was pied was just 2 hours. I asked DJ Bami about the cut before I started treating Mohbad, and he said it was a glass cut and they already removed the glass from his hand the previous day.
When I don't hear him, Abi. When I don't hear him. Okay, so long and short, it has happened. It has happened. There is nothing that can be done about it. But I suggest and I suppose that these discrepancies should be followed. These interviews are online. These videos are online. They are everywhere. Okay, so I just wish that VDM asked the right questions. VDM may be concentrated on the periphery or just ask them for top question. You understand? I suppose that VDM must have written a questionnaire to ask these people so that they will be able to speak, so that we, the public, would look at what they are saying, compare and contrast. Now listen to this kind of one. What can we say about the nurse's interview, the nurse's confession now? So if the nurse said this, why then were you calling her to take the fall? Why were you alleging that she had no certificate? She was not a certified nurse. Why were you saying all that? To gaslight people? To guilt trip her? Now wow! Now she has come out to speak. And this is what you are saying. This is what she is saying. So how do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And what do we do from here? Because Wumi, I don't know, but this kind of discrepancies, I say this, tomorrow you say this, next week you say this, on national TV. It's okay. We will not say much about this, but I suppose that you have rationally thought where I was coming from. Okay, we have rationally concluded what we want to know, and we have already put our minds at maybe strategic points, and we now know what we need to know, and we now know where we are going to. Allegedly. It's okay, no wahala. So if you love this video, if you love this update, if you love this analysis, please give this video a thumbs up. Quickly share this video too, and drop your comments respectfully in the comment section. Don't also forget to subscribe to this channel for more updates like this, not just on Mohbad, on anything trending in Nigeria. Please don't also forget to tap the notification bell so that you won't get left behind when I drop an update as swift and as trending as this. Please ask the right questions and keep your head above water. See you next time. Bye.